Welcome to BumbleKast Live. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Despite everything trying to sabotage us, we are in fact here. We are here. Hello.
Hello, hello. As always, big thank you to Cassie for running the social media stuff. You've done your job. Go to bed. Thank you to Professor Ryan for Jen for managing all the questions that are coming in. If you are new to the show, please limit yourself to one question at a time. Wait for it to get answered before you send in another one. Super chats of any denomination. We're going to try to get through at least one from each person throughout the night. Any that we don't get to, we'll roll over to our next available recording session to put it in a regular BumbleKast show. If you have missed the memo, we are not covering any Sonic the Hedgehog related material on the BumbleKast going forward. That includes Sonic Cross DC. So please don't send in super chats. Please don't ask those questions because I'm not going to be able to answer them. Lips are sealed. Can't talk about it. Nothing. Nada.
You can ask.
You are a Reddit.
I just want to say, you could ask about DC, but if it involves Sonic in any way, sorry, no.
Yeah, and don't be sneaky about it either. We'll see through that. If you are a Reddit user, I did an Ask Me Anything a couple weeks back on our DC Comics, and we covered some stuff there, so I think it's still pinned, or at least archived. You can find some answers over there. Is that our usual spiel for the show?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we also have, don't forget to check out BumbleKast.com/store if you're interested in grabbing some Bumble merch. Or wait, no, hold on. It's BumbleKast.com/shop. Yeah, there we go. Not store. Maybe I should make both redirect to that. But either way, yes, that goes to our coffee shop where you can get some prints and some stickers and some other cool stuff. Maybe eventually, but that's all we have over there so far is prints and stickers. So go check those out.
And before we get rolling, I need to do a little bit of full disclosure here. Some of you already know this, but into February, took a bit of a tumble, bounced my head off the frozen concrete, and gave myself a mild concussion. I have not had the time to appropriately rest and heal, so I'm not better here 2 months later. And, when I first get up, I'm fine. Normal, hazardous to everyone else, Ian, your usual flavor of Flynn. But as the day goes on, as I push things, we kind of get to stage 1 where it gets a little harder to breathe. And the brain matter don't make the word talk think good as much. Stage 2, start losing the fine motor skills, bump into stuff, and abstract thought becomes a little difficult. Stage 3, I'm losing my voice and I can't breathe too well, and I just need to go to bed. Haven't reached stage 3 in a while.
Okay, that's
nicely,
good.
but we're at stage 1 now. So if I sound a little breathy or a little low energy, or if I ramble or my question or my answers make less sense than usual, it's because I'm kind of pushing through this for you guys. And that's not guilting anybody. That's just explaining why this may not be the usual caliber of interaction, and I do apologize for that. I'm doing my best. I'm resting where I can. But, when the doctor says, stay off of screens and don't do too much thinking, and it's like, creative thinking and being on the computer is my life. What do you want me to do, doc? It's a little hard to recuperate. So, apologies again if the answers are a little substandard this time. I ain't at 100%.
Yeah.
And if you're asking, what about all the other times? Well, that's it. You know what? Forget that. I'm not answering that question. You guys are asking the questions, not me. Why am I setting myself up for this?
But they're asking
me before I dig my hole.
Hold on, Ian. They're asking the questions and you're answering them. But if they ask you that question, you're not going to answer them? How dare you?
Now that I've sufficiently dug a hole for myself. let's get started with your questions here on BumbleKast Live in the lovely month of April.
Yes.
In the horrendous year of 2025.
Yeah, it's not a great year. Can confirm. I got some stuff going on my end too. Luckily, it does not affect me like health-wise directly, but it is some stuff. So, if you're wondering about like our release schedule, why things are moving around, why maybe we're not recording as much, it's life. Life has just gotten hit both of us like a freaking freight train that is multi-track drifting, so you know. All right. Well, I think we've got plenty of questions to get us started from folks. So, Ian, you actually are coming in a bit hot again on your side. So if you could just dump it down ever so slightly.
Turn up the mic, turn down.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying, but it's like
I'm on a trampoline over here.
It's like when we started actually talking on the show. It's like, okay, now that's a little too hot. Okay, yeah. You know how these things go.
Got to bring the fire to the BumbleKast.
Yes. The crispy thunder. All right, Ethan T is going to start us off. The 7 out of 10s like Mario and Luigi Brothership, Kirby Star Allies, divisive to this day for the unforgivable sin of being okay. Any idea why 7s are as equally polarizing as the objectively worse?
I think it's to a degree that everyone wants their opinion to be the opinion. And if it doesn't align, then clearly there's a vendetta or an agenda going on. Some folks will really love those games and feel like it's being too harsh. Some are too harsh to the game itself and think it deserves worse. And coming in the middle is not a compromise that either will accept.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I thought Star Allies was all right. The base game was kind of a snore, but all the free DLC was really cool.
I think the problem is that it is all right. That it's just all right, you know, not amazing.
And you know, Kirby games are usually so stellar, but
yeah, well, it happens, you know.
Yeah. I think everyone globally just needs to calm down a little bit. Put things into perspective. And you know, if you enjoyed yourself, then that's what matters.
I think the problem mainly stems from like expectations being high, but also like, you know, there's nothing worse than something you consume being boring. Honestly, like even if it's bad, at least if it's entertaining, then you get something out of it. If it's just mediocre and does nothing for you, then that's like, that can feel like a waste of time. So I think that's why some people get uppity about, you know, mid-tier stuff that's, you know, like it's okay, but it's not great, or you know, or they don't think it's that good. It's like,
and you know, it's perfectly valid to be disappointed. You wanted a better experience and got something that was okay, but
yeah,
at the same time, it's not worth breaking out the pitchforks and torches because something was not immaculate.
Yeah. All right, next question is from D Guy. Ian, what advice do you have to writing characters with mental conditions that are meant to be antagonistic without portraying people as a whole with said conditions as evil people?
That is tricky.
Very.
I would think the first question is, do they need to have the mental condition, the disease or the disability or whatever? Is that necessary for their character and for your story? And then 2, do your research on what their condition is. You know, if you want to treat it with respect, then you need to kind of know it inside and out and know what it would actually do to a person and affect their lives. And 3, if it's the antagonist or villain of the story, whatever they are doing that is bad should be unrelated to their condition. Their condition is a malady on the side. It is an aspect of their character, but it is not their motivator. Like, maybe I would say if you can swap out the mental condition for a physical ailment and it doesn't vilify them, then you might be on the right track. I have not done a lot of writing in that direction myself, so I don't know if I'm the best judge on this thing. But again, if you're wading into treacherous waters like that, do your research first. Ask around, get opinions from other folks, get feedback. Don't just jump in and assume you've done your due diligence, because you may not have.
All right, here's one from Uncle Venus. Ian is trying to mourn the Pope, but Kyle either can't or won't stop beatboxing. Also, you're both at the Pope's funeral by personal invitation. How do you talk this out?
What do I answer with that is not going to guarantee me a one-way trip to hell?
Yeah, whatever. I'll save you a seat.
Maybe we can both have rooms next to the ice machine.
Boots.
That never works.
Boots and cats and 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 boots and cats.
I mean, I'm going to be off put because I can't riff particularly well, and here we have a prime opportunity to do it. So
I'm a terrible beatboxer. Why am I doing this?
Maybe that's why I'm pissed off. Not that you're beatboxing, that you're doing it badly. It's
well,
like, come on,
I mean,
dude.
I'm awful.
You're gonna be sacrilegious. At least do it well.
Like if it involves mouth movement, I'm bad at it, as we've established after long times on this show. It's not great. I don't know, man.
I'm just flattered that the Pope was such a fan of the BumbleKast he invited us.
I know, that's what's really surprising. It's like, well, I mean, he invited us. He should know what kind of shenanigans we'd get up to. Like, I mean,
that's why he invited us. He wanted us to bring up the mood.
Yeah, maybe. His funeral is literally the day we were just recording this one. We are this is blasphemous. Oh man, we are going to places, and it's gonna be fun.
Oh well,
I'll save you. I'll still be there. Don't worry.
I got words with management anyway.
Oh. DDR Master M has a question. Oh no, the Bumble compound is under attack thanks to an invasion by Bowser. Whatever will you do?
Oh, let him in.
Yeah.
You don't fight Bowser's invasion. He always conquers. That man knows how to invade a castle, a country. It don't matter. He's got it down to a science, man. He is excellent. It's defending where he falls apart.
Yeah.
So, we just, open the door, tell him where the coffee machine is, kindly step out of the way, and then, ring up the Mario Brothers and say, hey, the princess is in another Bumble compound, and let them do their thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't, use the detonator out of Super Mario World when he's done, because that would defeat the purpose of sending him in.
Mario, please don't step on the TNT box outside. Why did we wire it up to the compound? I don't know. Ignore that. I don't know why it's there, but don't step on it, please. Don't step on it. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to some super chats from these lovely, amazing people who are giving us money. You guys are very awesome. I mean, even the guys who are giving us regular questions are awesome too. So
yes,
keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right, let's start with this super chat from KB. Ian, you just learned about your real last name, and it's not Flynn. How do you end up going on with your life with the cursed knowledge that your full name is actually Ian Flint and Steel?
Oh, darn. How do I ever go on with the most metal name ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I have to get my doctorate so I can introduce myself as Dr. Flint and Steel. I mean, it's going to be a pain to hire the 2 guitarists that have to follow me around and do a quick kick-ass riff whenever I say that, but it's worth it.
Little bit
Also,
of,
they got to wheel around the pyrotechnic machine to have the jets of flame fire. But I mean, when your name is Dr. Flint and Steel, you gotta have the
exactly.
Also, I think I'm obligated to ride on a dinosaur at that point.
Yes.
If someone can supply that, I'm set.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Or do I do the modern, like, Black Knight armor type of thing? I don't know. Options.
Whatever. Knuckles Omega has a question. Ratchet and Clank, X Hotel Transylvania. How would Ratchet's interaction with Mavis be like?
I never played the Ratchet and Clank series. I know diddly squat about it. Outside of there's a character named Ratchet and one named Clank.
Clank is a robot. Ratchet is not a robot. He's a little furry thing.
He's a cat, yeah.
Not a cat. No, I don't think he's a cat. He's a... help me. Help me, chat. You know what Ratchet is. You guys know what Ratchet is. A Lombax. There we go. A made-up animal.
Ooh, that's a fun name.
Is it made up? I think Lombaxes are fake.
Yes, I don't know.
Yes, the first thing that comes up is Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, they're fake.
And I have not actually sat through any of the Hotel Transylvania movies start to finish. I've seen enough of 1 or 2 to go, hey, neat, but not actually seen them all the way through.
Shockingly decent.
Which I need to do. Yes, from what I saw, I'm like, ooh, I remember distinctly there was one sequence where it's just the cinematography of it. Yeah. I mean, I know it's Genndy Tarkovsky, so the cinematography is going to be exquisite, regardless. But and the comedic timing too. Good Lord.
It's weird for an Adam Sandler joint in this era, you know. It's like, huh? Wow.
If you have a proper director, if you put the blinders on him,
yeah, a little bit. Give him some.
Rails. I don't know really. Mavis is kind of just general upbeat, positive energy, never say die. I don't know much about Ratchet.
Ratchet's kind of like, let's go shoot stuff. I don't know. He's not that badass, but you know, I think he's fine.
I would like to think they'd get along.
Yeah, probably.
Hopefully he doesn't have anything against the supernatural.
The chat is suggesting a Hotel Transylvania marathon. That's something we could possibly consider at some point somewhere.
Yeah. Get the Bumble commentary up and running again.
Yes. When we have time and you're not having trouble. Darth Lord has a question. It's Crystal's first time on the Great Fox. Being from a jungle planet, she is amazed by all the buttons and wants to press them all. What hilarity ensues?
Here's the thing. Do we know that she's from a jungle planet? Because she's not from Soria.
Right.
She's from a different planet, Serenia. And she had her own starship.
Yeah.
Like, she flies it to the Great Fox. She knows tech. It's just at some point between reaching Soria and the start of the game, she went full native with the magic staff and whatnot. And there's a whole lot that could be explored there. Kind of wish they'd fill in those gaps, but I guess that ship has sailed. Now, she may not be familiar with the level of tech that is the Great Fox, because the Great Fox is bleeding edge, or at least it was when this was first commissioned.
Mm-hmm.
And if her little shuttle thing is anything to go by in the one cutscene, that looked like a bit of a clunker. So maybe she's a bit razzle-dazzled. Maybe she's kind of impressed by, what the military-industrial complex can fund here in the Lilat system, and she wants to know what it all does. And Slippy will be more than happy to tell her at length what every single thing does.
Yes. Of course.
And she will be fascinated, and Falco will be bored out of his mind and wondered why he even came back. And Peppy's just happy that they're over there. He can get a shut eye and watch his stories.
Good. As he should.
And Fox just kind of wants Slippy to wrap it up and go anywhere else, buddy. Don't need a wingman right now. This is a solo mission. Go away.
Slippy doesn't
Go
even
check
realize
the
what's
G-diffuser
going
systems
on.
or something.
Slippy doesn't even realize what's going on. He just wants to show someone all his cool toys.
And Crystal knows exactly what's going on, and she intentionally asks what this thing does.
Exactly.
And what is this? I forgot what we were talking about on deck 1. Can we go back? This gives Fox the side eyes.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
She's psychic, Fox. She knows exactly what you're thinking.
All right. We got one from Hero Squad. Which indie game villains are playing poker? Okay, so Poker Night at the inventory for indie games, which half of them were, I think, kinda. But for indie game villains specifically,
yeah,
Risky Boots has got to be one.
Yeah, all right,
from Shantae.
Let's
see here.
He's not a villain, but he was technically a boss fight. Can we put Papyrus in there?
Yes, we absolutely can.
Because I want him to tell everyone to go fish on the river.
Yeah. Let's see.
I have 3 pairs. Papyrus, that's not okay.
Does that mean we have to have Sans there with him, or?
He can be a cameo every now and again. Just wanders in to raid the fridge.
Yeah.
Kind of just look past him at the player. You better not be cheating, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time.
Otherwise, other than Papyrus, you could say the Queen from Deltarune would also be a very good one. That one comes from Strawberry. And that one's a really good one. You could really put almost anyone in from Undertale in one of in this scenario, and it would be great.
Who would be an excellent one from Shovel Knight?
I mean, the Enchantress is kind of the obvious one, but I don't know. Yeah. I feel like you could do better.
If you can't have the Queen from Deltarune, have Enchantress from Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or King Knight.
But the King Knight, yeah, King Knight actually makes sense. I mean, card games are kind of his thing, so.
This is true.
This is true. King Knight. Yeah.
Also, he'd be delightfully obnoxious. So yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And one more. Indie game.
You get Cuphead.
Like it didn't.
King Dice or the devil from Cuphead.
Yes, King Dice. Absolutely.
Dice. Yeah, okay.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
There you go. There's your 4. Oh, here's a good one. Hades from Hades.
Ooh. Listen to him talk all day? Yes, thank you.
All right, that's 5. I think that's good enough. We'll cut it off there.
Fine. The player can be the dealer. You just listen to them all go.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no. You play with them. There's 6 people. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes. And here's one from OzJam. How do you feel about the no-kill rule in media? What do you think is the limit to it, and how should it be approached carefully?
I think it's perfectly fine, especially in something that's meant to be all ages or family material, children material especially. I don't think it should be something that's called out. It shouldn't be the marquee of a character.
It shouldn't be obvious.
Yeah, because the minute you say you can't do this, it becomes something on a pedestal. And everyone's like, but I want to see it. I want it. You can't have it, but I want it. And when your material goes out of bounds into more adult content, when the antagonists cross a line, then it becomes idiotic. I am one who petitions for peace and dialogue and to take the high road whenever possible, and even perhaps when it would be wiser to be more aggressive. But there is a certain point where it's no, there is no discourse to be had. All civil resolution options have been rejected or are not available. Pull the trigger, Bruce. Sorry, did I say Bruce? I didn't mean to say Bruce. I don't know why that slipped out.
Who are you talking about? I don't know any Bruce.
I don't. Just like I said, my brain is addled. But ultimately, it shouldn't be like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, unless you're really trying to explore the morality of it and come to some resolution that justifies it or shows why, in certain contexts, it just doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, since we were just talking about Undertale, how its big message was pacifism and acceptance and understanding and opening yourself up to individual who may be hostile and understanding where they're coming from. Why are they hostile, and trying to reach out to them and assuage their pain and find common ground. And that's a fantastic message. But a critique of it was, some folks don't want to be reached out to. Some folks can't be reached. And some folks are just jerks.
Yeah.
And Deltarune followed up on that, saying, it is better to turn the other cheek, but sometimes you have to defend yourself, which is, I think, the more mature way. I love the ideal. I also want to keep the reality in mind. So the no kill rule kind of falls into that. It's a lovely idea, certainly. I would love for a world where that was entirely possible. And if you set your fictional world up where there is never that risk, it's fine. But the minute you get into the territory where people are in danger because the heroes are not taking action that could save lives, then it's not great.
Yeah. All right,
there's no one size fits all answer, I guess.
All right, shifting back to some standard questions for a bit. Shonen Boys is here with one. In honor of Kirby's 33rd anniversary, which Kirby final boss has the best original soundtrack? I know what you're going to say.
Ooh.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm torn.
Yeah?
I'm actually torn between two.
Okay.
02 out of Kirby 64.
02, yeah.
And Drawaka out of Canvas Curse.
I don't know. I'm still a sucker for DDD's theme, but
Oh yeah, fantastic.
I'm a simple man.
There's not a bad one.
No, there's not. It's true.
But and I want to specify Drawaka first form. Drawaka Soul is a little too frantic, crazy. I mean, it fits the boss fight, but Drawaka's theme, I could listen to that on loop. Just crazy organ recital, badassery boss fight. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yep. All right, Hero Squad has a question. Have you watched any of Metal King Boo's screaming videos where characters have their screams heavily edited and stretched insanely to where it becomes funny? A well-known one is Wario.
No. I don't know if that would be my particular brand of humor. I don't know.
Well, maybe if it goes on long enough, it might start getting funny.
Maybe.
That's a YouTube poop sort of thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Little bit of that poop on it. A little bit of poop on it. You know how it is. You know how it is. Happy Times has a question. How familiar are you with Ace Attorney? Just surface level, or played the original trilogy? Or have you also played the Apollo trilogy, the Investigations games, or the great Ace Attorney games? Boy, there's so many.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Surface level at best. I tried the first one and got frustrated with it not being able to decide whether it was an actual like logic puzzle game or a dramatic anime game.
Oh, it's definitely the dramatic anime game.
Yeah, I figured that.
Just go with that.
Like it burned me when I got to a point where you go through all the evidence and you're supposed to lose the case.
Yes.
And then it moves on from there with a surprise twist. But everything else up to that point had taught me that if you screw it up, you're done and you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So I looked up a guide. I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? I'm doing everything that the game has taught me to do. No, you're supposed to lose. They're tricking you. It's like, well, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
It's like, you have trained me to play the game a certain way, and now you're pulling a oopsie doodle on me.
Well,
no, I get what they're going for. I appreciate that, but no. I don't know.
Oh, they're fun. Now, granted, I have only watched them and not actually played them myself, so that frustration is not really a thing for me. But I've only seen the first two. But yeah,
now
I think they're great. Like, they're hilarious.
Oh, sure. I'm not faulting
good stories,
franchise,
great writing.
I'm just saying my personal experience is limited.
Yeah.
Adjacent, though, I did play through the entirety of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
Which is basically a Phoenix Wright game. I shouldn't have paid full price for that, but I still enjoyed it.
Well, then. Let's move on to this one from Comic the Hedgehog. Scrooge McDuck is leading the Fellowship to take down Sauron, and Gandalf is in charge of the Duck Boys and Webby. How do these adventures go?
Well, I imagine after at least one solid afternoon, if not two, Gandalf's going to hustle along to join the rest of the Fellowship, because you could use these guys, okay? And they could all be under your care, Scrooge. All right? I'm going to go fight a necromancer. I'm done with this. I wash my hands of you people.
Gandalf is done. He's not interested.
He'll go fight a Balrog again. Just not these kids.
Yeah, no. Yeah. He's a bit out of his depth.
Scrooge is going to be a merciless taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get to Mount Doom on schedule. Time is money. They're wasting daylight. Hoof it. You know, they're trying to cross the mountains and it starts cascading on them. And we need to go back. Nah! We've already spent this much time climbing up the mountain. I'm not climbing back down. It could be technically faster through Moria. There's riches in the mines. All right, we'll go back.
That really is the way to get him to go anywhere.
And he'd solo the Balrog.
There we go. Yeah, Scrooge versus the Balrog. I was wondering. Yeah.
I see him standing on the bridge and he's just like matter of fact about it. He's not dramatic or out of breath. He's just standing there going, "You will not pass."
Does he get the eagles to just fly them to Mount Doom?
Are you kidding? Do you know the rates they charge? It'd be cheaper to take an Uber. Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, then at least that explains it.
The airfare in Middle Earth is obscene. No,
that must be why.
For a reason.
That must be why they didn't take him in the actual story.
And there's a reason why there's only like one representative out of each nation. He's not going to pay for a full escort.
Exactly. Yeah. The
whole reason I stayed in Rivendell so much is that Elrond had it on comp. The hobbits come along because some of them volunteered. He'll take free labor. Absolutely.
They're all free. They all volunteered, didn't they?
What is this now? Limbus bread. It says just a bite can fill a man's stomach for a day. Oh no. We'll take 5. 1 for each year. Nibble it.
Yes. That is once again in character. Oh man, those are some good ones. All right. Back to some super chats for a bit. Excel Hedge asks, did you get your Switch 2 pre-orders? And which GameCube are you looking forward to coming back? I'm looking forward to the purple one, honestly. The regular purple one. Yeah, bring that one back. Oh, wait, you probably meant which GameCube game.
No, I'm waiting on Switch 2 to have a price drop. There's that, and there's no pre-orders to be had anymore.
No. I'm waiting on
There's no
Switch
way.
2 to have a couple dozen price drops.
Yeah.
Same with all the rest of them. Well, okay. Not the Xbox, but I already have one, so I don't need one.
And what's really funny is watching the direct, I was like, please announce Air Ride. Please announce Air Ride. I want City Trial again. They're not announcing Air Ride. Okay. Air Riders? What?
A new Air Ride.
Sakurai, you crazy. You got me. Just not at launch.
No.
Gosh.
Yeah. I'd expect the prices to go up before they come down. But
you know what? If they could manage to get the original Baten Kaito's Origins, since the remaster lost the English files.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if you can dump a ROM like that or.
Yeah, sure.
And I remember there was a custom Robo game. I don't remember the exact title, but I remember
playing it was just called Custom Robo here.
Was it just Custom Robo? Okay.
Yeah. Even though it was a sequel to the N64 one, we didn't get the N64 one. It was just called Custom Robo here.
And not a Nintendo title, but Pie in the Sky. Give me the Skies of Arcadia GameCube edition.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Why not?
I don't see why that wouldn't happen necessarily. We know that the two companies involved have a good working relationship, so that's certainly an option that could happen. We're already getting F-Zero GX at launch, so I mean, I'm set.
Yeah. Re-release at F-Zero. Here's the best one. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish they could do like a full-on remaster or remake of it, or make a new one.
Yeah, but it's aged so well. But it is
still so good. It still looks good. It still plays really good. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Where do you go from there?
I understand not pursuing a sequel because they really did nail it last time. Again, though, it has aged so well. I mean, sure, it looks maybe a little low res, low poly compared to stuff today, but it's still slick. It's still shiny. It's impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Jeez, I'm trying to think of anything else that came out.
I don't know how you'd make it work without the peripheral, but Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Well, you just have to hit buttons.
Or maybe you attach it to the little Joy-Con waggle.
Do DDR Mario mix.
Hey.
Don't do DDR Mario mix. Please don't. Please don't. I mean, there's lots of good GameCube games. It's hard to narrow it down. But it's not like... Like I'm trying to think of the exclusives. And there weren't a lot. There were some, but not a lot. And then they became unexclusive later, so...
Yeah. And all the Zeldas that came out on it, they've already had multiple remasters and re-releases. We just got a remaster, Thousand Year Door.
I got one, Wario World. Wario World is actually a pretty solid little platformer with Wario. Yeah. I would like to see that. And the Star Fox games, come on.
Yeah, Assault was all right.
Yeah, Adventures in Assault.
I forgot Adventures was on that. Shoot.
Yep. Indeed it was.
God, that's weird to think about.
Put Mega Man NT Warrior on there. Might as well. Or the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. I know some people still think that's the best version of that game. Melee would be the obvious one. I don't think Melee is on the initial launch, which is insane to think about.
I am okay if they don't put on Melee because I don't want to hear all the discourse over which is better, the Switch 2 version or the original one because of lag or input or blah, 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 blah. Take it too seriously. Fight, turny, blah, blah, blah.
Well, they'll still use the original version and not the Switch version. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, here's one from Speedweed. Hey dude, hope you're doing well, and if you feel comfortable thinking on it, what did you think of the Metroid Prime 4 trailer where Silex gets jobbed and then Machtroid's mutating stuff?
Honestly, trailer didn't put its best foot forward in my humble opinion. I was kind of tickled that Silex enters and there's this big dramatic showdown with Samus, and unless you're a hardcore Samus fan, you're sitting there going, "Who's this?" Like, he appeared in what, the multiplayer game?
Yeah.
Was teased at the end of Prime 3. Teased at the end of Prime 3. Did he show up anywhere else? Like, I know you got to reintroduce him somehow. You got to do a big entrance. You got to set him up somehow. And if you're going to have very stoic, silent protagonist Samus, there's only so many ways to have him show up, but have him kick down a wall, glare, and then everything falls apart for him. Womp womp. I don't know. Maybe he'll do cooler stuff as the game progresses.
All right, Andrew B has a super chat. Groucho Marx takes the place of Dr. Wily. How does this work?
Oh, if I had even an ounce of Groucho Marx's wit, this would be the funniest answer in the world.
I mean, it's already funny just imagining it.
Oh yeah, like it's just Groucho in a.
As long as he's still got the glasses on, that's fine.
Yeah. And just his snark is his most dangerous weapon against Mega Man.
Yeah. I'm thinking, would anything really have changed? Like,
no,
not too much. No.
I mean, he's still taking robots and sending them against Dr. Light, just kind of for the lulz, I guess, just to see what would happen. Have Harpo Man off to the side.
Okay. Now that's good. That's good.
Trying to take over the world. Little boy comes in, shoots all my robots in little blue underpants. What he's doing in my little blue underpants, I'll never know.
Get out of there. All right, here's one from...
God, he even had the eyebrow waggle down. My God. Brilliant.
Yes. All right, question from Sonic. Capcom Iceman has begrudgingly accepted his place in the X-Men universe when Magneto has been replaced by Magnet Man, and he's hamming it up. I don't know if this is a question exactly, but I do think it's funny to replace X-Men with Robot Masters.
I have zero problem with this.
Yeah, no. We've talked about this before with Iceman becoming an X-Men.
Yeah, and nobody noticed the difference.
Nobody notices the difference, yes.
Like zero comment on it.
Yeah. And Magneto gets replaced with Magnet Man. I would say imagine again, nobody notices.
Just Iceman's like, what is wrong with you? You weren't like this back home. The difference is, child, I have a cape.
Yes. Magnet
really?
Man's cool.
The cape is all that does it? Yes.
Yes.
Flourish, hide behind the cape. Flutter.
Yep. Here's one from Mr. Krabs. Wario's Isekai adventure with Wario being sent to the world of Ed, and Eddie. How does it go for Wario and the Ed boys as well? Go wild on this.
He'd fit right in. He's 100% into any of Ed's schemes. He definitely wants to just go ham on the jawbreakers, which he would chew like bubble gum, let's be honest.
Yeah. Like no problem.
And he would fall prey to all the other insanities that happen in the cul-de-sac. Honestly, he'd just be the fourth Ed when you get down to it.
Wari Ed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to Ed eyes Wario's name.
I mean, Double D's not having it.
No.
I mean, heavens to Murgatroyd, his stench is putrid. You say the same thing about, Tall Ed, but we can let him stick around.
Well,
if we're not careful, I'm just absent to Ed-isms. Service is my middle toe, Eddie.
Oh, no. Let's not get let's not get into
I'm an Oedipus because my name is Ed.
Let's not get too deep in the weeds on that. We do have questions to answer.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. Yes, anyway.
Equilibrium asks, Black Chaos and Green Lightning become a duo. How long is the world surviving?
Black Chaos and Green Lightning? What?
Black Chaos and Green Lightning. Who is Black Chaos? Green Lightning. Oh, I think I know what this is doing. Sneaky. Sorry.
Trying to subvert things again?
Yep, I believe so.
Don't do that. That's rude.
Yep.
I've asked you repeatedly not to do that, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
I believe. I could be wrong, but if you want to clarify Equilibrium, we don't want to necessarily throw you under the bus exactly, but this really does seem like you're trying to be sneaky. Sorry. Guitar Station has a question. If Dr. Light created Splash Woman instead of Rock, how would the plot of Mega Man's 1 and 3 go?
Huh.
Well, Bubble Man stage would be okay, but that's Mega Man 2, so yeah, never mind. What would does the Splash Woman need legs on land?
I was gonna say, how mobile is she on land?
I can't remember if she actually is only water bound or not. She is in her stage, but Then
again, if Rock wasn't a battle robot to begin with, so if Dr. Light is modifying Splash Woman to stop Wily, you can pull a Little Mermaid and give her legs. Like maybe she does the Transformer thing and get a tail whenever there's a water stage.
Yeah. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. You think that he would think of that, Other than that, I'd imagine it's largely the same. You just go around stabbing things with a trident instead of shooting them with lemons.
Well, I mean, it shoots little beams too, so you get the bonus of stabbing and shooting.
Aha, okay. Stab and
shoot.
And
you'd get Splash Woman with a sick number of color variants. I see this as a win-win situation.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with this. All right. Well, let's move on to this one here from Strawberry. Ian and Kyle, what are your thoughts on the Minecraft movie? What are your thoughts on the Minecraft movie, or what you've seen of it so far? Would you go see it if you haven't already?
No.
Nope.
Like, I'm glad it's doing well for folks. I'm glad folks are enjoying it. Not glad for the poor folks who have to clean up every time someone screams chicken jockey. That's not good.
No.
Don't do that to people. Credit where it's due, the realization of some of the mobs 2-3D that I've seen clearly have some thought put into them. Like they managed to walk a fine line between adding realism to clearly non-realistic things and making them still look familiar. So, kudos to them on that part.
Yeah. Nah. Dog with Sunglasses asks, many superheroes have man or woman in their name. Can you think of them as Mega Man bosses? Not literally, though. I want Mega Man versus Batman, not Bruce Wayne. Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Why not make them robot masters?
I mean, why not? Why not?
Although
copyright is the only reason why not, I would say, but
Or a fun other direction to take it is that the robot masters of the world inspire the vigilantes. So that's why everyone uses the pronoun suffixes. Because the robot masters do it and they're cool. So to show that they're cool. So instead of just going as Wonder, she's going as Wonder Woman because that's how you do it. He could just be Soups, but no, he's Superman. Batman's totally original, though. He didn't need to get inspired by any robot. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't. He's totally not. Yeah, exactly.
Might get a little out of hand, though, because do we need Ultra Humanite Man? Joker Man? Scarecrow Man? Gleek Man? I'm going too far with this.
What would you call Ivy? Poison Ivy Woman? I don't know. That seems a little wonky.
Well, you can't call her Poison Woman. That's not exactly right. An Ivy Woman doesn't really get the point across.
You can't. Plant Woman is okay, but it's already Plant is already taken.
More or
Plant
less.
Man, yes. Kite Man.
Can't really
there you
Pamela
go.
Woman. That's like,
There's Kite Man.
Kite Man! Hell yeah!
He's already a Mega Man boss. Let's not beat around the bush. All right. Sonic has a question. Did you hear about Argonaut Games being revived and releasing a Croc remaster? Maybe it's time to dust off that Buck Bumble revival pitch you mentioned a while back.
Yo! Every now and again, I get it in my head. Okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to crack open Unreal and learn how to make this. You got to have the main theme come back. That's my ultimate motive in all this, is just to get the Buck Bumble theme in a higher fidelity out there. Yeah, there's a bee that flies around and shoots stuff, whatever. Rub-dub-dub, it's time to bump with the Bickety Buck Bumble. And it's now stuck in your head. You're welcome.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, I forgot the last game that Argonaut did before they died the first time was Catwoman the game. Oh, oof. No. And then a bunch of other games that I don't recognize. Croc was like their last original one. Everything else looks like it's licensed or forgotten. Weird. I don't know.
But I mean,
bring back Stunt Race FX as far as I'm concerned. I want to see another one of those. Cargo Vroom.
I don't know. Some folks have fond memories of Croc, so happy for them that they're getting a revival.
I'm glad to see Croc coming back. All right. Let's go back to Super Chats. This one's from No Origin. When it comes to writing science fiction stories, which one of these stories is the most difficult to write or follow along? Time travel or multiverse?
Time travel.
Yeah.
Multiverse is easy enough to understand when it's just, here's the same thing with a different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the World of Hats version. Here is the fun remix of the standard. That's easy enough to follow. And there's always the allure of, okay, how is it familiar and how is it different?
Mm-hmm. The what if
who wears
factor,
the evil goatee? Yeah. That's an endless well. Time travel, first you have to get your rules down on the causality and how that affects stuff, and then follow along with how that affects the narrative and how you're following it through its own timeline, let alone the timeline. No. No. Multiverse is way more digestible.
Yeah. All right, Chrysalis has a question. Hey, folks, no question here. Just want to... Oh, okay, never mind. Just want to express my gratitude for y'all and the show. Thanks. Well, thanks, Chrysalis. I thought you had a question, but you got me. You got me. I have been sabotaged. The Might of Gebera has a question. Ian, you made a statement recently about saying it's canon, is self-contained about serious. Is it canon informed or info and it is okay to use? What are you talking about?
This was on the Ask Me Anything. There was a question about the
Okay.
canonicity of the crossover. I said it was self-contained, which I thought was self-evident. So
apparently not.
it does not affect regular line DC or Sonic. It is self-contained.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Diamond Death has a question. How do you approach writing characters that you personally cannot relate to?
Usually I just try to find something relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I can't, then at least understand their position in things, empathize with them. If I can't agree with them or get in their headspace, at least understand where they're coming from. Why are they making the choices that they're making? Why are they saying things the way they do? What is motivating them? And even if it's completely alien to me, if I can understand it in the context of, well, that's just how it works, then I can look at it abstractly and follow along from there.
Alrighty. Normal Person asks, you wound up in the God of War 2018 universe. What do?
Stay out of Kratos' way.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going over here. Goodbye. Not here. I'm gone.
Be in a different continent if possible. Otherwise, just keep my head down. If he's like, do this. Yes, sir. Whatever you say. Do it to the best of my ability, then get out of the way.
Yes. Yes. All right, some standard questions for a bit. Leon D has one. Mewtwo is teleported into Beach City, meeting Jasper, who's unsure after Steven leaves Beach City. Could he find any common ground with a weapon who enjoyed what she did or help her move on?
Huh.
So I'm guessing this is a
Steven
Universe question. Okay.
And Jasper was an elite soldier who had a lot of trouble adjusting to peacetime, we'll say. That is like the most Cliff Notes abbreviation I can give.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends on which interpretation of Mewtwo we're going with. Because at least my understanding in the games, it's an incredibly intelligent animal, but still an animal. Still driven by very vicious tendencies. Whereas the anime version had a bit of a turnaround, had a realization, but then there was also a second one that was female. And how does that work? Because they only made one clone. I don't know. I fell off back around the Orange Islands. Also, question: would Mewtwo even want to help anybody? Because he seems to be pretty content just being his own thing. Again, I have not followed the anime in a long time. I don't know what they've done with Mewtwo. Maybe they would at least find common enough ground to stay out of each other's way. Let each other just be. I don't know if Mewtwo would be the one to reach out, and Jasper certainly isn't. And I don't think Mewtwo would be one to gather anyone to his cause, at least going off of the ending of the first movie. And I don't know if Jasper would follow anyone that isn't a gym. I mean, Steven's different. That's a whole other complicated mess. Outside of Steven, I don't think she would trust an organic.
Alrighty. Here's one from Last Baby Man. Gutsman and Splashwoman realize they have a lot in common and decide to go on a date. How will Dr. Light or Dr. Wily decide to ruin or support the date?
Well, Dr. Light's going to make legs, I guess. This is the thing we're coming back to.
I guess.
But it's irrelevant because Gutsman is actually very attentive and decides to have the date at the beach. So she doesn't have to travel too much. Doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, there you go.
They both enjoy singing, so he gets like a portable karaoke machine and they just like spend the night at the dock singing their hearts out.
They're both light robots, aren't they? Light robot masters? Yeah, that's what I thought. Splash Woman is not a Wily.
Nope.
She's not a Wily number, so.
And Wily would ruin it because here are two robots with their guard down.
Uh-huh.
He can totally rewire them and cause havoc because that's what he do. Except you don't interrupt karaoke night, dude. It doesn't even matter that it's a date. You don't interrupt karaoke night. For some reason, he just cannot reprogram them. Not remotely, not like physically. And they dunk him in the ocean and call him a nerd.
Harkening back to his college days.
The real reason he has a chip on his shoulder to Dr. Light.
Pretty much, yeah. Dr. Light gave him a swirly 20 years ago. Never forgave him.
No, you don't understand. Albert's head was on fire. I was trying to save him. That's why he's bald.
Red Rebel has a question. If you were contracted by Marvel to have a run with any Spider-Man, or Spider-Woman of your choosing, except classic Peter Parker, who would it be? Ben Reilly, Miguel, Noir, Ham?
You know what? Unironically, I would be able to jump into the driver's seat of a ongoing Spider-Ham if I had John Gray.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yes.
We actually talked about trying to put together a pitch years ago until we got busy with other stuff. He already had one pretty much workshopped out.
Mm-hmm.
But a Spider-Ham book that didn't just lean into, it's a joke book. No, make it a fun, all ages action comedy. Like, treat the material with a degree of legitimacy. Like, there are stakes that the characters take themselves and their world seriously. But it's still with the fun, goofy premise of, anthro versions of the Marvel Universe. I think that would be a solid all ages book.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. I agree.
Beyond that, there are so many spider people. Who to choose? I mean, I am not super up to date with that tangled web. Har. I think, isn't Ben Reilly tied up in this whole chasm thing? And why is a spider person called Chasm?
I don't know.
It's not spider related. Like, maybe there's, like, those of you who are listening to this after the fact, give me the Cliff's Notes version in the comments below. But why Chasm? And why my boy Ben? He was a good boy. He did the best he could. I like the Scarlet Spider design, dadgummit. The red with the hoodie, that was boss. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you say. I liked it.
I agree.
And it was also, okay, he died. Fine, let him stay dead. Nope, he's back. Here we go again. Maybe a redemption arc for Ben. What happened to Kane? Did they kill him off again, or is he still around?
I have no idea.
I mean, granted, he's a far way away from his first introduction, so I don't even know where he is now. One of those, or like crack open the big book of spider people and find the most obscure, barely used, who the hell is this, and give them the ground up treatment. Revitalize them in a fun way.
So I'm being told that he's called Chasm because he's missing his memory, so he has a chasm in his soul. Okay,
call him Soul Weaver. Wait, no, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a different thing. That's the legacy of Kane. Not that Kane, a different Kane.
Call him Funnel Web. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could relate it to, I guess, burrowing spiders like trapdoors and tarantulas and stuff. If you want to call him Chasm, he digs a hole. So.
Oh, this is another one. It's probably never been touched again, or it was brought back in a way that I wouldn't like. But I remember way back in the day, there was some West Coast Avengers issue I got for random. I think I got it for Easter. And it was the big debut of some snarly giant tarantula man called the Death Web. It was super, super 90s. And I never got the follow-up issue to actually show what he did or what he wanted. It was just like the big build-up, and then here he is, snarl tarantula monster. But he still had a neat design, and it's like, did they ever do anything with him? Could we revisit this? Is there unpotential mind gold here? I don't know. And if not that, if they killed him off and retired or whatever, give that to Ben. Call him Death Web. Come on. Chasm.
Good old
the
chasm.
gulf between him and an appropriate spider name is a chasm. Nerd rage.
Pretty much. You nerd. All right. Let's do a couple super chats. They are still open, folks, and we're over an hour in, so if you want to send in any more, we won't say no. Cameron D has one. Lord Flynn, your wish is granted. The extinction of rabid kind by your hands is approved. What is your choice of decimation? How shall the extinction of rabbits come to be?
Oh, let me Thanos snap them, please.
Just no more rabbids. Snap. They're gone. That's what you want.
You have some Thor-themed rabbit sticking a plunger to my chest going, Wah! I'm like, you should have gone for the head. Snap. And they all just turn into confetti.
You don't want to hunt them down and slaughter them mercilessly.
They don't deserve that level of effort.
You don't want God of War X rabbits.
No. I don't want to put the effort into it. Just let me smugly snap my fingers and have my way.
Yep.
Also, let me be voiced by Josh Brolin. You know, that'd be cool.
Sure, why not?
I'm sure our listenership would jump through the roof.
Yep. Tristan asks, another Splatoon question. Agent 4 is absent during both story modes of Splatoon 3. Only a clone boss and text mention in side order. If you had to make a short story of what they were up to, how would you do it?
Shoot, which one was Agent 4?
The player?
It's been so long. But yeah. Oh man, my Splatoon lore is weak.
Oh no. Agent 4, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, it's the player character.
From the start of the first
from
the first
Splatoon,
game.
yeah, Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2. Okay.
Yeah, main player character in Splatoon 2.
And that wasn't the one that came back with the slug on their head?
No, I don't know.
Agent 3? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let them explore a different region of the world. You know, we've only seen bits and pieces of what the post-apocalyptic Squidiverse is. You know, let them explore somewhere else. See what lies beyond Inkopolis. Are there any other habitable settlements? Are there any other mutated species that have survived? Is there some kind of octoling spacecraft that has crashed far afield and needs rescuing, but not from an inkling, not from a dirty inkling?
Ew,
never
stinky.
All right, maybe. I mean, if they're absent and the world is largely unexplored, then I feel like that's the best opportunity to go explore it.
Alrighty. And we got another one from Hero Squad because I thought it was funny. Did you know the backwards long jump from Super Mario 64 is called ass warp in Japan? No, I did not,
really?
But I'm glad to know it is.
Is it really?
Is it really? I mean, it probably is. That wouldn't surprise me.
I wonder if something's lost in translation.
Apparently, it seems to be confirmed by. It seems to be.
Okay.
I mean, what else would you call it other than, I guess, backwards long jump? But I mean,
that does not quite have the same impact. As ass warp, I will grant you.
Yeah. Like what you're warping ass first through the door, through the walls. Like, I don't know what else do you call it. All right, and PV has our last super chat for now. Long time no see. Thoughts on Super Saiyan 4?
Still not super fond of the overall design, but I do like the reimagining in Daima. I like the chunky Donkey Kong forearms. I like the slightly more monkey-like movement. It's all right. It's all right. I'm still not super fond of it, but it's better. I like it better.
They're talking about Super Saiyan 4, not Super Saiyan Fond. Oh wait, you just said Super Fond.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got the joke. It's so funny.
No, it's okay.
I'm not necessarily. I'm divided on this origin of it because not that I'm a champion of GT at all, but I do like the progression of losing control entirely into the Golden Uzuru and then seeing the Earth, and in this kind of fun inversion of looking at the moon and now looking at the Earth and realizing what is at stake and learning to rein in that power to obtain a new form is a lot more compelling than I've been working on it on the side. Like, that's hand wavy. I ain't wild about that, but I do like the newer design a bit better.
Okay, off to some standard questions. We are still accepting super chats, so if you send them in, we'll probably get them answered pretty quick here because we have exhausted our super chat queue, aside from the ones who have asked multiple questions. So we'll get to those. Charming Magician asks, Shantae and Spider-Man crossover pitch. How?
Magical MacGuffin either sends one into the other's world, vice versa, or a fusion. Whichever would be the most charming of the two. And Spidey and Shantae have to team up. It's a fusion. It's definitely a fusion of the two worlds. And Spidey and Shantae have to team up to unfuse all the various characters that have been mishmashed.
Oh, okay.
So, villains from Shantae fused with Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. Saving Mary Jane Roddy Tops from herself by reassembling her.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that.
Oh, that's goofy. I love it. I mean, that's perfect for Shantae. It's right in theme. And I mean, Spider-Man can go multiple directions, so.
Yeah, and Shantae learns a dance that allows her to web sling, and Spider-Man learns how to dance and swing webs at the same time.
Perfect. Do they have a dance they do together? Do they have a fusion dance? That's what I'm asking, really. Because I mean, everyone else is fused together with other characters. Why aren't they?
Well, that defeats the purpose,
I know.
That, and it would be redundant to Shantae having a spider outfit.
Well, okay. I guess. All right.
The Roddy Tops Venom combo is going to be terrifying. Good lord.
How many things is Roddy Tops getting?
Sorry, not Roddy Tops. Risky Boots.
Risky Boot. Oh.
She's already got that skeletal theme, but now with the fangs.
Oh no!
The outfit talks for her. Yeesh.
Oh. Cherry Sapphire Cherry asks, finally, Bumble cards. A whole deck of BumbleKast themed playing cards. Who or what is on each card, and who are you forcing to be on the rules card? Who's on the rules card? I
mean, what suits do we use? Obviously, we have a Ace of Bumble. What are the other
Do we?
three?
I mean, I'm assuming you're on the king, right? Because you are the Bumble
I'm
King.
I'm one set of kings. You're one set of kings.
Oh.
Lee and Jin are sets of queens. Bring in the Bumble crew to fill in the kings and queens and jacks. You and I pull double duty as the jokers because we're both fools.
All right.
And we got suit of Bumble King, suit of microphone, suit of headphones.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Fourth suit.
Or sooth.
Eggs. Just because that made you really uncomfortable last episode.
Yeah, well.
Unless we think of something better.
There's something better. Suit of bees? No. I don't know. Maybe.
What does bees have to do with BumbleKast? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on here. Suit of questions. It was just a question mark.
Oh, question marks. Yeah, there you go.
Suit of questions.
It's way better.
Not the bees. Flamewave asks, it's time for another Wily Isekai adventure. How would the not-so-good doctor do in the world of the original Transformers? He would try.
He allies himself with the Autobots, promising to assist them with repairs and whatnot. But he's secretly a double agent for the Decepticons. And every time their plan screws up, he plays innocent.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? Of course I didn't send Megatron's in a John. Nine. Also, I'm jumping in this version.
Why is... Okay, I was going to say. Okay. We're going with German Dr. Wily for this one. Got it. I mean, yeah, it is Transformers. I guess that makes sense.
Optimus. Honestly, is this the face that would lie to you?
You sound almost like... Optimus? You sound almost Italian.
Well, one of the Axis powers.
Okay. Sounding a bit more like Mario there. We forgot. We missed one. Who should be on the rules card for our Bumble card deck? We missed that. That was one of the things. And who are you forcing to be on the rules card? Maybe that should be Rye.
Rye works too hard to just be the rules.
They all do. I don't know who to put on it.
We'll put one of the BumbleKats on there.
I figured Rye would at least. Maybe it's a big cat pile of all four of them.
Yeah, we'll just you want to look at the rules card because it's full of cats.
There you go.
People in baby jail, he gets to be on the rules card.
There you go. Oh, okay. Put Rye on the rules card because he makes people follow the rules.
Or that. I mean, if he wants the rules card, he can have
it. All right, next one is from Shaolin Soccer Fan. If you were to have a theme park designed to your interest and personality, what would your dream park look like?
I mean, a Skies of Arcadia theme park.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, but I will go on every single one of them.
Uh-huh. I mean,
adventurous dark rides, themed food, get your own bottle of Iokwa. People in costume, the music pumping out of every speaker everywhere. Are you kidding me?
The Super Nintendo world at Universal is pretty dang close for me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I think maybe if this were like a whole park instead of just a section of it, this would probably be pretty good, even though it's all mostly Mario. Well, except they're adding DK, so. But
or a Star Fox park.
Oh, that would be fun.
Like R-Wing roller coaster and basically Star Tours, just Star Foxy.
Yeah. That would be a great one.
Have a hotel themed around the Great Fox that doesn't suck.
Nah. It's gotta suck. We got to keep it in theme here. Come on. Let's see. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, those are good choices. A Mega Man theme park would be fun.
Oh, heck
you could do so much with it.
Costumes
you could do
around.
yeah, you could do so much with that. Like, there's enough each individual level kind of has its own gimmick. So you could do some fun themed stuff with like rides or even just attractions or just walking around. It's like
have a skyscraper in the center of the park that you can see from orbit.
Exactly. Not that you can see from orbit, it goes up into orbit.
Yes.
Yes. It is in fact an orbital elevator. Wow, it could double as both the Mega Man 2 skyscraper and the orbital elevator from X5. There you go.
Expand to have a hotel on the moon.
Orbital elevator. Wait, was that X5? I think it was, because X5 is the colony drop, right? Yeah, I think so.
Welcome to the Mega Man Lunar Hotel. Do you want the Volnut package? You'll never leave.
You gotta have the ride armor combat arena,
Oh my god.
That's getting into X territory, but screw it. We'll just have all this mishmash them all. There's different areas that are themed to each sub franchise. There you go. Here's one from Ann Tails. Thanks for your advice on getting into Mega Man. Well, speak of the devil. I tried the original recently, but couldn't beat Wily's second stage. Would you recommend I give Mega Man 2 a try? Thanks.
Sure. I mean, play as far as you want with any of them until you get frustrated or hit a wall, and then move on to the next one. Especially with the very, very early classic games, you're not missing a lot story-wise. You can pick that up through any number of wikis or extra reading material around. If you want just the experience of the game, play as much as you want or can with any of them, and you're pretty much set.
Yeah. I'm assuming the Yellow Devil is the point of problem here. So you can do the pause trick, but it's brutal fight.
That is not a you problem. That's a it problem.
That's a game problem. Yeah. Mega Man 1 is a bit rough around the edges. It was very early on, and they deliberately made it hard as well. So Mega Man 2 is also pretty hard, but I feel like they did better balancing it. There's still some really tough fights in the Wily stages of 2, though. And 3 is just kind of wonky because it was rushed. So 3 has some issues. I feel like 4 is where they kind of hit their stride with 4, 5, and 6. But those seem to be the ones that get overlooked the most, so I guess, play them all and see what you think. You don't have to play them fully. There's not much story to gain from the games themselves. It's mostly ancillary material where you'll find most of the interesting lore. So, but I mean, I'd say play them just to enjoy the awesome music, but that's just me. Mickey Rabbit has a question. Ian Flynn's Isekai adventure continues. This time, Ian is sent to the world of Mega Man X as a Reploid during Sigma's uprising. How's it go? Whose side are you on?
Well, that depends. Am I infected or not?
Well, I mean, you decide, I guess.
I mean, at that point, nobody knows about the virus, so they don't know how it's spread. So it's not like I would have the forethought to just go offline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would imagine most Reploids during that era were basically civilians and thus caught up in the same panic of what is going on? Why are the hunters attacking us? They're supposed to not do that. Why are the giant bees shooting up the highway? I just don't want to go outside right now. Thank you. I imagine I just kind of keep my head down alongside everybody else and hope the roof doesn't cave in on me. I would not be part of the Hunters Association. I knew, not even as like a navigator.
Well,
I would be someone caught in the crossfire. I would probably be some kind of roly-poly platypus with a very distinct function that served no purpose in the cataclysm happening all around us.
Oh, we cannot escape platypi getting isekai'd on this show. Cannot escape it.
All right, you could find koala just to be safe. Very funkily designed, pudgy little alligator with bee antennas. Who designed this replicate, honestly?
There we go. We'll go with that, I guess. And the Saxon has a question. Have either of you seen Wakfu Season 4? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, saw... How much did I see of that?
I know you're a fan of the series, but...
waning fan,
yeah.
Unfortunately.
They're only up to Season 4, man. They're taking forever.
Well, a lot of it is crowdfunded and
okay.
such and such. And a fair bit of the story was moved on to a supporters exclusive manga that I don't have access to. So, God, what even happened in Season 4? I mean, all right, because they finally aged up Yugo, and there was the villain had a neat enough premise, but I feel like they needed to explore their own world and explain some stuff better before they got into a multiverse. Like, I feel like the show itself didn't get into enough of an explanation of the Dofu before going into alternate world Dofu. Because, okay, if there's another dimension that has a Dofu with the power to cross dimensions, then why are we not having full scale interdimensional issues here? And I am still baffled by what in the hell's going on with Yugo and Oropo and the Eliotropes and what that's supposed to be, and the people that was in his mind palace. There was some Souls thing that happened in alternate media, so I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know. I feel like they've lost the thread. I'm not as engaged as I once was. And yeah, maybe that's fine. Stories have to grow and go in their own direction, and it's going in a direction that I'm not necessarily on board with, and that's not necessarily a fault of the material. They're taking their story in their direction, more power to them. And they announced Season 5, and it's like, the Illy Cube's back. How? And they're giving it to Baron von what's his monkey that I wasn't interested to begin with in Season 3. Why is he being a big bad? They told the story. What are we doing? I don't know. Season 1 and 2 are still fun. The OAV is still gorgeous. But I feel like there's a lot of big ideas that don't get followed up on or followed through. I feel like they could narrow their scope and do more effective storytelling. But that's me.
All right, next one is from SimpGod21. Which IDW issue, crossover or not, do you consider to be your best work?
IDW total? The Michelangelo standalone.
There you go.
I will put that at the top of the list for just about anything. Man, that came together so well.
Alrighty. Let's see. Ian, you need to unplug and replug your interface real quick.
Be right back.
Yep. Just take a moment here. Just a second. This is a fun thing we got to go through every time Ian starts fritzing out. So
level check 1 2 1 2.
You're back. You're good. Okay, let's move on to this one from Waltz. Any idea if Master Thomas's plans from Mega Man ZX Advent are related to the global flooding and moon colony from Mega Man Legends? Because coincidentally, both plans relate to making a quote-unquote better world.
That I would have to sit down and like research. I don't know that off the top of my head. Advent, I have a surface level cursory understanding of, and I would love to find the connecting threads between that era and Legends, but that I need to do a deep dive on. That I would have to really do my homework and build up.
Okay. Seaside Hill fan asks, what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Sub-Zero. Fun Floof the Cartoon asks, Ian, you attended San Diego Comic-Con during your time with Archie. It's been a while since then. If the convention invited you back with your fellow comic creatives and peers, would you return?
Maybe. Travel is much more difficult for me these days. And in the current political climate, I am not traveling across the border. I don't believe it to be safe. But in a perfect world, if they rolled out the red carpet, sure, I'd like to go back. It would be different though, because it's a big show. Like overwhelmingly big, and it was exhausting when I was a young man. Now, I would have to budget out my time appropriately because I don't know if I could make it through in my old age.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a spectacle. If you get a chance to go, I'd say go at least once for at least a day. Just leaving the show and coming to the surrounding food and entertainment areas, it just becomes one giant block party. And it's really cool, but it's a lot. And absolutely mask up because so many people.
Yeah. Comic-Con is exhausting. San Diego specifically, I should say. It's fun, but it's a lot of people, and it's a small venue for the amount of people they cram in there, which is wild to think about. But yeah, it's a lot. So, all right, Emerald Fusion asks, the Bumble compound's doorbell rings. When you and Kyle check to see who's there, all you find is a Yoshi egg with a sticky note that reads, please take care of him. What do you do next?
I need to make sure the timing window for hatching it is right because I want that cool black and white Yoshi.
All right.
I mean, we don't have to chase it down. That's a plus.
Yeah.
But and hope to high heaven we got enough fruit in stock because he's going to be hungry.
Just feed him 5 of them and he'll grow.
And that's not going to solve the problem.
No, it's not. It's going to make it worse. So yeah, I guess
it is going to help with the Shy Guy infestation we have, though.
Ah, yes. That's true. He will, in fact, make eggs and throw eggs. Out of all those Shy Guys. Jordan A has one. Hey, Flynn, has anyone ever told you that you look like a young Santa? You know, hearty voice, rosy cheeks, warm, cuddly smile, big round belly. I mean, you just might be him.
I honestly have gotten that at least twice.
I can't tell if this is rude or endearing. Maybe a little bit of both.
They're not wrong.
I mean, no, but, you know.
As a matter of fact, there was a live stream that I was on a few years back, and when I entered the camera in the chat, I saw scroll by. Is that Santa? And it's like, well,
I guess your hair has gotten whiter over time.
So. Let's not mince words here. I have more than a bowl full of jelly.
That makes both of us, as you know, but yeah. Yep. Oh, well. Can we meet you at the mall soon then?
Merry Christmas. What do you want?
Welcome to the Christmas cast. I'm your host, the Santa King. All right, FMS Draws asks, say in Mega Man X. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. You guys didn't hear that, but I had to sneeze. And I didn't want you to have to hear it. All right, FMS Draws asks, say, in Mega Man X, Chill Penguin says Sigma pays better than Hunter HQ. So, do hunters get paid? What does X even do with the money? Or Zero? Do they even have a home? A mortgage?
I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, is the Zenny's buying power any better in 21 XDX?
I don't know.
I mean, they gotta buy E-tanks and recharge somewhere. That's gotta cost something.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Reploids were mass produced and kind of shoved into human society. I don't think mercantilism disappeared in those intervening years. So
I wonder.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wonder if bolts are still good currency, because they were in Mega Man 7, but that was only one time, so I don't know.
And your Reploids have their own wants and desires and needs, so I guess they have places to live. And wouldn't it be funny if Zero has his own Gunpla collection?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Or his own, I don't know. Maybe he bought his cool ride cycle, or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called.
If you're going to work, and you should be fairly compensated for your work.
Exactly. Reploids are people too.
They've been made as service individuals, so I could see them not being paid particularly well out of a bias.
Yeah.
You're literally born to work. Why should we pay you at all? And everyone's going, Sigma might have a point.
Yeah. It's just his means are dubious, but it makes sense. Somewhat. Diamond Death asks, how would you approach writing a crazy crossover between Futurama, Rick and Morty, and Mega Man? What are some major story beats you would love to write here?
I would almost say Rick and Morty is the problem child here, but Futurama's done some stuff that it's like, really? Really? You went there?
Well, I mean,
not to the same level as Rick and Morty, let's be fair.
No. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, a meeting of the minds between Rick, Farnsworth, and Light would be tragic, but also entertaining. Light being the only wholesome one with a good head on his shoulders, trying to keep things moving in a reasonable direction, and Farnsworth not quite being on the ball, and Rick being Rick. I mean, he's the Rickest of all Ricks. I'm assuming at some point we're getting Mega Man and Morty, Mega Morty, side by side.
Okay.
Rock's going to be a very wholesome and supportive friend. Shudder to think what Morty's going to do with his own Mega Buster, but we're a family show. We won't get into that.
It'll be fine. Probably not.
Zoidberg will probably be dismembered to some degree as it goes.
It's okay. He'll get better.
Yeah, he's been there, done that. And Bender willingly teams up with Wily.
Well then. That's just because Bender likes to cause chaos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's not because he's like a bad guy, really. He just likes to see things go to crap. Which is fine. I get it. I live that life too sometimes.
Everybody paying attention to that little blue boy. What's he got that he doesn't?
Exactly.
And then, Rock blows him up and is confused why he got equipped with shiny metal ass.
Oh no. Rock gets caked up. General Jimmy's asks, I'd like to start up an Almost Got 'Em series for each franchise, starting with Mega Man. 5 Robot Masters are playing poker, swapping stories on how they almost took down Mega Man. Go nuts and funny. And yes, my question is a Batman animated series reference. Yeah, we figured that out. It's a great episode.
You've got to have Gutsman say, so there I was. I had him cornered in the quarry. Nowhere to go. And what happened? I threw a rock at him.
Yep. It's very important.
Yes. Yes. If nothing else, if you set me up for that, thank you. That is delightful.
Yes.
And who else? God, there's so many of them.
Jeez. Trying to think here who would have a good story.
I mean, you could have Splash Mom talking about how she tried to drown him, but unfortunately he doesn't need to breathe, so that kind of put a snare in her plans.
Yeah. I mean, Gutsman and Splash Woman are both light robots, though. We need some...
Yeah, but they tried to kill him at one point.
I know. But we need some wily numbers.
That and we can make a call back to this own episode.
Hey,
yes. Gutsman, how you doing? How you doing? One part of me wants to punch you in the face, and the other half wants to hit you with a truck. We used to date.
All right. Let's see.
And
who has this?
We go whole hog in the comparisons and just make Skullman the Joker analog?
Yes.
Since he's like a full-on Wily bot?
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk about how, he missed Mega Man, but he managed to kidnap Roll. And even now, Mecha Dragon is closing in to flambe her, and he has no problem with this maniacal laughter.
Let's see, who has the sad story? I guess Bubble Man. Bubble Man kind of gets a short end of the stick.
Yeah.
So he kind of has that the sad story. I feel like.
And Sheepman's there, and he wasn't really into it to begin with. This is part of the job. He tried, he failed, whatever. Move on with his life.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yep. That's 5 of them, so I think that's a good start for now. I mean, this has so much potential, though. Looking forward to more.
I threw a rock at him. Oh my God. That's just so perfect.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
Good job. Mugen Kage has a question. Have either of you seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, my favorite of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series? And if so, thoughts?
Zexal?
Zexal? Z-E-X-A-L?
No.
Never heard of it.
Like, I know of the Yugi Moto one through the abridged series.
Yes, that's all I know is abridged and early abridged, not anything beyond, like, I don't know, when did it start? Like 2008? Whatever.
And I only know the meme of card games on motorcycles. That is the extent.
What about In America?
Well, that's part of the abridged series.
Well, okay, that's what I meant. I thought card games on motorcycles was also from abridged, though.
Well, it is, but it's of the other series.
Well, yeah. They're making references to the current running series at the time of.
And I know there's a one in between them, and
abridged.
It involves a school. It might be a prequel. I don't know. But no, I know nothing about it. I'm glad you enjoy it. And by all means, give me a rundown in the comments below.
All right. Hobo Joe asks, continuing the Switch 2 talk, any thoughts on Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza? as excited as I am for the Switch 2, it's weird their big single-player game launches a month after the drop. Not really, not anymore.
I feel like they did that before.
They've been doing that since the GameCube.
Yeah. World is very neat. I think I went on this diatribe in the last episode.
Yeah.
It looks very neat. I would get it as part of a bundle if I could. It doesn't look like it's $80 or 114 Canadian. But I'm really disappointed with the roster that they're showing off. Like, you have so many fun and unique characters in Mario. Why is there Cal? You know,
I think it's funny.
Yes, it's funny, but the joke wears off real fast for me. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a system seller for me. What they showed off looks incredibly fun, and I am all for it. Just not at that price point.
Yeah, I'm waiting, really.
I remember seeing somebody complaining about the, mechanics of bashing up the ground and tunneling through walls and collecting stuff, and I'm saying that's not Donkey Kong, and it's like,
it kind
what
of
are you
is.
talking about? Donkey Kong Country, there were secrets you could pound on the ground to have them pop up. You could throw barrels at walls to knock them open and find secrets. You were gathering letters and bananas and animal trophies and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's an open world exploration collectathon with his super strength and bashing through stuff. It looks incredibly fun. I don't know what more you want from it.
Yeah, it looks like a great game. I'm looking forward to playing it when it's much cheaper than it is now, both the console and the game. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I always wait until the games go much cheaper, so. And people are like, Nintendo games don't go on sale. The price never drops. Yeah, they do. You just got to watch. You just got to know.
Or go to like an indie game shop and look for used copies there.
Used copies. There's used versions. There's sales often. Like, yeah, they don't go on sale for as much. They don't get knocked down to like, $5 like a lot of third-party games do, but they go on sale. You just got to know. You just got to keep an eye out. All right. We got a couple more super chats, so let's get to those real quick. This one's from Sally Acorn. Don't have a question, just love you both, as does my computer. Wink, wink.
Thank you very much.
And our last super chat for now is from Danimals BP Powder. Team Star Fox enter the Aniverse and finally meet their predecessor, Bucky O'Hare, and his crew. How'd you write this cosmic crossover?
Wow.
I know musically it would be pretty freaking sick because Bucky O'Hare's got some good tunes, both in the game and the cartoon. The cartoon theme song is great.
Going with the cartoon version or the original comic version? I don't know why I'm asking because I'm not super familiar with either, but I know that the comic version had a lot of its edges sanded off for the cartoon version.
Yeah. But that might play better with the Star Fox crew because,
Yeah, that's true.
If Nintendo errs on the side of family friendly, even in their more serious storytelling franchises. So, and I feel like the cartoon is better known.
Speaking in ignorance of the Bucky O'Hare series, just lean into the space opera. Have the big personalities clash or like get along in whatever is the most dynamic and fun way. And just lots of laser fights, spaceship fights, laser gun fights on a ship, outside a ship, running along the exterior of a ship, jumping into a spaceship, flying around, shooting that ship. Just go for the spectacle, celebrate it, have fun with it. And this is yet again another prompt. I've always wanted to get into Bucky O'Hare because I remember the theme song. My God, and just never. It was never on when I was around to watch it. So I just want to get into it to understand and appreciate it. I just haven't had the time, and this is yet another prompt to do so. Because I'm totally going to do that crossover
Maybe someday. Maybe someday pigs will fly. Specifically Spider-Ham. And then you will get to do a Star Fox comic. And then it will cross over with Bucky O'Hare. A pretty dormant franchise. All right, let's wrap up our standard questions. I think we're going to cut off questions from here because we've only got a few minutes left. So we'll do these last 3 and then we're done. Here's one from Lancelot Games. What would you guys do if you 2 body swapped? I think it would be a funny movie that would unfortunately bomb at the box office. Well, I mean, at least you know how it would do.
Well, we're pretty much on the same wavelength in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And
you can do my job from here, and I can do or you can do your job from here, and I can do mine from there. So I don't know if much
pretty
would really
much.
all
It's
that
like,
change.
what files do you need?
Yeah.
And just like, I got to remember to wear glasses. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why it bombs, is because there's no comedy of errors. It's just like, oh, we pretty much know each other's routines and friends and lives. We're just gonna pick up where the other one left off.
Yeah,
we have to focus on
figure it out.
my reactions.
Okay, we can figure that out.
Like maybe the voodoo curse that has caused the swap can only be reversed if we do the fusion dance. So the comedy of errors is of just trying to find
each of us getting to each other. Yeah.
No, I meant Eastern Standard Time, Kyle. Where are you even? I'm in Nathan Phillips Square. I came out to Arizona. Damn. Okay. I'm coming to you. Okay, just stay there.
Yes. That's pretty much it. Just make me stay somewhere.
What do you mean you're in Saskatoon?
I don't know. Heard there was something cool there. Is there? I don't know.
Well, you haven't seen it because I'm here and I'm you.
Okay. All right. Next question is from Pigskipar. Have you experienced either the Mega Man Battle Network or Mega Man Star Force series? If so, what are your thoughts on those 2 sub-series?
Played a little bit of Battle Network.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have the brain for the battle. Like managing the chips, managing the grid, shooting, moving. My smooth brain cannot handle that.
Yeah, it was a bit much for me. It's an interesting game.
I mean,
but
sprite work is gorgeous, really neat reinvention of the series.
Yeah.
The story, from what I remember, was really cool. Like, high praise all around. Just, I'm bad at Mega Man games, and this is no exception.
Yeah. I mean, Base.exe has a sick cape. He's got a cool redesign. Yeah, I'm down, but the gameplay is a bit less. It's a little more cerebral than I like my Mega Man. I like big dumb shooty bang bang.
And I'm not knocking the battle system. It's really cool. Like, it's a very neat system. Yep. I'm just inept at it.
Yeah.
Star Force, I remember being put off by the art direction and never got into it, but that's my damage.
Yeah, I've not played Star Force at all, so I can't really say much about it, but... All right, we have one last question from Jinx Productions. Wily's Isekai adventures continue. This time he finds himself on the WB lot, and the Warner Brothers and sister are out and about. How badly does this go?
Oh, he's on scratch and sniff his couch within 30 minutes.
30 seconds. The question is, okay, so he's on Scratch and Sniff's couch, but then I imagine later on they swap places and Scratch and Sniff's on the couch while Wily's
trading bad German accents.
Yes. Perfect.
The clown man will not bite me and throw me in the basement.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it would go.
I mean, Wily's still going to try to find a way to take control of the Warner Brothers lot.
It ain't gonna
use
work.
it as his propaganda machine to entice the minds of the world to make him the ruler if he doesn't have machines.
Yeah.
But no, the Warners will foil it in some kind of hilarious slapstick way, and
of course
they go about their business. And the stinger of it all is they go to you cut to Acme Labs, and Brain asks, are you pondering what I'm pondering? And Wiley says, I do believe I am.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think so, Brain, but how's a very large man going to fit in our very tiny cage?
All right. On that bombshell, I think it's time to end.
Thank you. Oh, man. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the show with your questions and your super chats and joining us tonight. We're going to do our level best to keep BumbleKast coming as we navigate the waters ahead of us. But please be patient. We're doing our best. It's a crazy year for everybody in a variety of ways. So all the more reason to be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Thank you again for Cassie for managing the social media channels, to Jen and Rye for managing all the questions, for Kyle being the co-host of the Mo-Host. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Thank you, everybody. See you guys next time. Go have a rest, Ian. You've earned it.
Oh, yeah.